let's hack my Radio Shack travel shortwave radio and turn it into a ghost box. So for anyone wondering, this is a Radio Shack. The model number is 20125. That's imperative if you have one of these. You have to have this particular model number in order for this to work with the hack we're about to do. Spirit boxes are really expensive. You can pick these up at an estate sale used. You can probably find them for a couple bucks if you're looking for them and you know what you're looking for. What you want to be looking for is the back. The model number you're going to find down here on the tag. There should be 3 screws, kind of like in a triangle, and that's how you know you've got this particular model, okay? Why do spirits like this particular piece of equipment? I honestly don't know. I think it might just be easier for them to manipulate, but also the regular SB7s, the ones that you're going to pay a lot of money for, the speakers on them are really, really small and they're very, very quiet. This projects really well, which I think is one of the reasons why you get such great communication with these when they are hacked to work like a spirit box. One of these and you want to hack it, let's get hacking. The tools you're going to need a little Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need, you don't need this, but we have this. It's so you don't lose your screws. You can get a screw loose, you don't want to lose it. And then of course a set of screwdrivers as well. An X-Acto knife or something to cut the wiring with. And a wire cutter. So let's do it. First things first, we're going to go ahead, we're going to unscrew these 3 screws.
Doing a flathead with a Phillips screw. Sorry.
All right, so make sure that you have you handed me the flathead in my defense.
I did not hand it to you. You picked it up.
Make sure you have a Phillips screwdriver, okay? You want a Phillips screwdriver because these are Phillips, okay? So there. So now we're going to unscrew. Really important, before you open it up, you want to make sure you take the batteries out because you don't want to fry it, right? Once the batteries are removed, you're going to want to make sure that you remove the battery cover as well before taking off the faceplate. So you're going to very gently remove the faceplate. Sean used a flathead screwdriver to just gently pry open the seams around the faceplate. And then as you pull it off, you're going to want to be extremely careful because the speaker wire and everything is in there. And then once you have it open in all its glory, there you are, you're able to see the inner workings of the radio. Now the ribbon where we're going to be working is going to be on the bottom. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for on the bottom, there should be little notches and you want to go to the 7th notch and it's going to say MU. That's going to be the corresponding notch that's going to correspond to the wire on the ribbon on the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to gently lift up the motherboard from the top and that's going to expose, as you can see, the ribbon down below. Sean is propping it up so that he can better visualize it and see it there, but you'll see that ribbon. So as I said before, you're going to look for that MU and that's usually going to be the 7th one over. So 7th one over if you're counting from the right. Now this is mirrored, so keep that in mind. But you want to go to the 7th ribbon over from the right. Important, count it twice and cut once. For good measure, we went ahead and got a Sharpie because we're going to mark the wire, but he's counting it 7 over, counted it like 3 times, marked it with the marker so he knows exactly which wire he's going to be singling out and cutting on that ribbon. Now this part might be a little bit hard to see what we're doing, so I did my best to crop this, so hopefully you can see it really well. If not, there's a lot of pictures online on Google and on YouTube of other creators who have done this before. I am not the first to do this and I do not take credit for this. I'm just sharing this little hack with you. So as you can see, he counted it over, we marked it up, and now he's using an X-Acto knife to basically single out that wire by cutting it in the in-between, the little spaces in between each wire, between that wire. So he's singling out that particular wire with the X-Acto knife, which, like I said, it might be really hard to visualize here, but this is what he's doing. You want to be very careful during this part. Now, once you have it singled out, he slipped the little blade under there to just kind of hold it up, and then he used some wire cutters, and you want to cut that wire really, really well. He cut it on both sides, so he singled it out so the wire itself is loose. And you don't have to cut the whole thing, but you just want to make sure that you're singling out that wire so that you can actually cut it with the wire cutters. So here he is now cutting the wire cutters. And then once that's cut, you want to maybe cut it back a little more so that those wires where you cut them aren't going to interfere or touch each other when you put the radio back together. Once it's done, that's it. Put it back together. Make sure that those face plates are in. There's little tabs that you can kind of manipulate to make sure that those go back, so that those are what hold the motherboard in. So make sure the motherboard is secure before you put it back together. So just put it right back together, and the hack is now complete. We're putting it back together and we're gonna see how it sounds. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn it on, turn the volume up.
Look.
Hi.
Here.
Nice.
Coming through strong.
Nice, nice. So this is on the FM scan. So now we're gonna change it to the AM. What's up?
Ooh.
Now we have to hit scan for the AM. Who's that?
A little?
Girl. Happy. And there you have it. And you just hit this button here to scan. And hold it down and it starts scanning, and boom, you've got yourself a spirit box. And you can see how much louder this is. And there you have it. You can see how much louder this is than an SV7. So, happy hacking investigating.